Welcome to Crossroad Connection. We're speaking out for those left unheard. My name is David Schuring. I'm the host of your program, and I'm the president of Crossroad Bible Institute. We're glad to have you with us. We have a special program here. As you know, Crossroad, a couple of things that you know, Crossroad Bible Institute has been growing in a phenomenal way internationally, and so today I'm going to be introducing in a couple minutes, actually the director of CBI Guatemala. You also know that Crossroad is a worldwide prison ministry, a ministry for prisoners. But in Guatemala, something spectacular is happening. We're not reaching the prisoners there, first of all, but actually the police. And so this is going to be, I think, a very interesting program. First of all, let me introduce to you our special guest who's here all the way from Guatemala, Byron Aguilar, who is the brand new director of CBI Guatemala. Welcome to the program.
Bienvenido.
Muchas gracias. Les agradezco mucho esta oportunidad que me dan de poder estar aquí con ustedes en esta mañana.
Thank you for the opportunity that I have to be here today.
And over here on my right is Sandra Chang, who is our Spanish and Latin American coordinator, and she's doing the translation for us. So you know we have a truly indigenous director here because he speaks Spanish and doesn't speak English. And so I'm delighted that Sandra can speak Spanish and help us with this. But so have you been enjoying your trip to the United States?
¿Ha disfrutado su viaje a los Estados Unidos?
Sí, bastante. Pues es la primera vez que estoy por aquí y me ha gustado mucho su tierra.
It's the first time that he's been here, and he had enjoyed it a lot, especially Grand Rapids. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Grand Rapids is a very beautiful thing. When did you become the new director of CBI Guatemala?
¿Cuándo se convirtió el director de CBI Guatemala?
El puesto de director nos lo adjudicaron este año, en el 2014, allá en la ciudad de Guatemala.
So he started his new position as the CBI director of Guatemala in 2014. ¿En qué mes? ¿En qué mes, Byron?
Hace 2 meses que Kim me dio la noticia de que nos habían dado este puesto.
So 2 months ago he became officially
Okay, 2 months ago before this broadcast. Now, Kim Heckman, she was the former director of CBI Guatemala, and we've had her on the program. She was on our radio program a couple of times, and also she's been on the television program, so we know Kim very well.
Kim Heckman, ella era antes la directora de CBI Guatemala y estuvo con nosotros en 2 programas de radio, y estuvo también durante el verano, estuvo haciendo un programa con nosotros como lo estamos haciendo ahora.
Ah, ok, sí, ella me contó que había estado aquí con ustedes. Y pues desde esa vez ya habíamos planificado que quizás algún día yo podía tener aquí el privilegio de conocerlos.
She told me that that she talked to you in the program, and once they had that conversation, he was hoping that one day he would be here.
Well, I'm delighted to have you here.
Es maravilloso que usted pueda estar aquí.
Muchas gracias, doctor. Le
Thank
agradezco mucho.
And I'm very excited that you are the new director. Kim did a wonderful job. But she is an American, and we really, it is our goal that we want all of our directors to be indigenous directors to their countries.
Kim estaba haciendo un muy buen trabajo como directora de CBI Guatemala, pero la meta de CBI es tener directores nacionales, y Kim es americana, y nos gusta tener caras del mismo país.
Sí, nosotros cuando estuvimos trabajando con Kim, ella me lo había contado, pero nos propusimos la meta de hacer un buen trabajo para Crossroad, y juntos pues trabajamos casi durante 2 años y aún todavía seguimos haciéndolo.
So before he became the director, he worked 2 years with Kim and to finalize the details and know what this work entailed.
Now, for full disclosure, I should tell the folks that Kim's husband is Guatemalan, I believe, and so I guess that makes her half indigenous?
Él está diciendo que hay que aclarar que el esposo de Kim es de Guatemala, entonces ella es mitad guatemalteca.
Ah, sí, ajá, exacto.
Exactly.
Just for point of clarification, you are a pastor of a church, correct?
Solamente para clarificar, usted es el pastor de una iglesia, ¿verdad?
Sí, estoy pastoreando, la iglesia se llama Rema, Iglesia Cristiana,
The name of the church that he is a pastor in, it's Rema Cristiana.
y tenemos 3 sedes en la capital de la República.
¿Me puede repetir eso?
Tenemos 3 sedes, o sea, 3 iglesias diferentes en la capital de la
And they
República.
have 3 different churches in the city of Guatemala.
Who has 3 different churches?
¿Quién tiene esas iglesias? Usted es el pastor.
Yo soy el pastor
So
general.
he's the pastor of the 3 different churches in the city of Guatemala.
And you are the director of Crossroad Bible
Y
Institute.
usted es el director de CBI Guatemala.
Ajá, correcto. Y también el Señor nos ha permitido tener una capellanía internacional, que es la que llevamos a cabo en la Policía Nacional Civil.
And so he's a director as well, and he's very happy that he can partner in this international ministry working with police officers.
Yeah, so I want to get to that pretty quick. But first of all, I want to know, what do you do with all your free time?
¿Usted qué hace en su tiempo libre?
Bueno, en mi tiempo libre, lo que
He's
pues,
pastoring 3 churches and a prison ministry,
Dice
so
que
he
usted
must have
está-
lots of free time.
Dice que usted está pastoreando 3 iglesias y encima está haciendo el trabajo de CBI. Le dice sarcásticamente, usted debe tener mucho tiempo libre.
pues viera que casi que no.
He almost doesn't have any free time.
Por eso-
I believe that. You must
Dice que
be
le
a
cree
hard worker.
que
Por eso me
está,
quedé pensando.
que está muy ocupado.
How did you get connected with Kim Heckman 2 years ago?
¿Cómo se conectó con Kim Heckman hace 2 años?
Bueno, nosotros nos conocimos con Kim Hedman por parte de CMT, Centro Misionero de Transformación, que dirige Joel Van Dyke.
So he connected with King Heckman 2 years ago through CMT, which is Missionary Center for Transformation, and Joel Van Dyke is the director there.
Okay, CMT, Joel Van Dyke, and is he not a missionary with Christian Reformed World Missions?
Él es misionero de la Iglesia Reformada también, ¿verdad?
Sí, claro, ajá.
Yeah, he's also a missionary.
Yeah, right. So we have that connection. We have Christian Reformed World Missions are good friends of ours, and we've been delighted for the last several years to see this partnership.
Visión Mundial, que es la agencia con la que trabaja Joel, somos muy cercanos con ellos.
Ok, sí. Joel ya me había dicho que pertenecía a la Iglesia Reformada. Y ayer tuvimos la oportunidad de estar en las oficinas.
So
de
he
la
knew
iglesia.
that he belonged to the CRC church.
Oh, yeah, okay. And also, just so people know a little bit more about you, Pastor, do you have a family? Do you have a wife? Do you have children?
¿Nos puede decir algo de su familia?
Bueno, sí, estoy felizmente casado. Mi esposa se llama Evelyn y tengo 2 hijos, una señorita de 22 años y un varón de 18. La señorita se llama Paola y el varón se llama Aaron.
So he's happily married. His wife is Evelyn. He has 2 kids, Paola. Tiene 18, ¿verdad? She is 18, and another son, and his name is Aaron. ¿Cuántos años tiene Aaron?
18.
Aaron is 18, and Paola is 22. I'm sorry.
Okay, wonderful. All right, before we go to our first break, let's just give our viewers a taste of what's going on in Guatemala. And that means, how in the world did they start to disciple police?
¿Cómo es que empezamos a discipular agentes policiales en Guatemala?
Bueno, la verdad es que fue una iniciativa que tuvo King Hellman. Me presentó Crossroad Bible Institute. Empezamos a sondear, empezamos a hacer un trabajo de monitoreo.
So it all started with Ken Heckman. She was the one that brought the idea to him, and they started monitoring the interest that police officers may have.
Entonces hicimos un plan piloto de 23 agentes la primera vez que llevamos Crossroad.
So they started a pilot program, and they started with 23 students to see how that would go. 23 police officers, yeah.
And how did the pilot program go?
¿Y cómo le fue?
Bueno, nos fue bien. Estuvimos más o menos en la mitad de los que se graduaron. Y la segunda promoción llegamos a 250 estudiantes.
So it went well. Half of them finished Great Truths of the Bible. And then the second class, this is not the pilot program anymore, the second class graduated 250 students. of great
250 students?
Yes.
250 policemen
Yes.
who took great truths of the Bible.
Yes.
Okay. Well, right after the break, we're going to be penetrating this and why in the world are the police in Guatemala interested in taking Bible study lessons from Crossroad Bible Institute. Seems like we're turning things upside down in Latin America. So we'll be right back after this.
Correcting Bible study lessons is crucial to helping inmates. To partner with CBI in this safe and secure role, please visit us at cbi.fm on the web.
Welcome back to Crossroad Connection. We're talking with Director Byron Aguilar, who is the director of CBI Guatemala. CBI Guatemala has been going on for a few years, started by Kim Heckman and her husband, Joel Van Dyke, involved. And now just a couple months ago, they've been able to, God led Byron Aguilar there to be the director. And so what we've been finding very interesting is that they're not, first of all, right now, discipling prison inmates, but the people who put them in prison. So the police, right?
Estamos discipulando no a los prisioneros, sino a aquellos que los ponen en prisión.
Claro, sí, pues gracias a Dios fue donde se nos lograron abrir puertas para hacerlo.
So thankfully we had, open doors to do this project.
Why are the police interested in studying the Bible?
¿Por qué les interesa a los agentes policiales estudiar la Biblia?
Bueno, la verdad es que es una necesidad espiritual que ellos tienen porque tienen que estar por el trabajo que ellos realizan en las calles de Guatemala, tienen que tener la presencia de Dios en su corazón.
So they have a lot of spiritual needs. They work in the streets of Guatemala and they have a very stressful job, so they have this very, very strong spiritual need.
And they recognize that.
Y reconocen que tienen esa necesidad espiritual.
Claro, la reconocen y por eso es que el instituto ha tenido el éxito de una promoción a otra, crecer de 23 estudiantes a 250 por esa misma necesidad.
They recognize that they have this they have this need, and you can see because of the exponential growth from 23 to 250 just in 1 year, the change.
This and I've seen some of the pictures, and maybe we'll be able to show them on the program as well. But this is a big deal for them, right? They have a special ceremony to award their certificates, and it's very important to them.
Es muy importante para ellos la ceremonia de graduación, ¿verdad?
Claro, lo que pasa es que es una forma de reconocer primero el trabajo que ellos hicieron con el curso bíblico y también que ellos se sienten honrados de dar testimonio de ser cristianos.
Yeah, they feel very honored to participate in this ceremony because they're being recognized for the work they've done. I finished Great Truths of the Bible. This is a big deal for me. And they also feel honored to share their testimony with different people and their families too.
That is, that just blows me away. It's just an amazing thing to see. In fact, one of the pictures you showed us of a police officer who is actually quite demanding. He was kind of, I want my lesson, right?
Usted nos mostró la foto de la gente de la Diprona que siempre le pide la lección, ¿verdad?
Sí, la verdad es de que por la misma necesidad que ellos tienen, ellos están siempre pendientes que se les lleve su lección porque les es de mucha utilidad el estar ellos aprendiendo de la palabra de Dios.
They're always checking on when their lesson is going to come to them because they recognize how helpful it is for their lives.
Well, let's talk about that help. What do you, as the director, expect the discipleship to do for these policemen?
¿Qué espera usted que este discipulado haga en los agentes policiales?
Bueno, lo que yo espero y lo que está llevando a cabo este discipulado es una transformación de cultura para tener una mejor relación, primero con Dios y segundo con la comunidad o la población.
So he's hoping that the discipleship can transform their culture, and that the discipleship can also improve the relationship between them and God and between them and the citizens.
Now, how does that information, how does that Bible stuff get from their head to their police work?
¿Y cómo es que ese conocimiento que ellos acumulan en los cursos de discipulado, cómo es que ese conocimiento va de la cabeza a las acciones?
Lo que nosotros tratamos de hacer es inculcarles a ellos de que la Biblia tiene dos partes, la de leer la Biblia y de ponerla en práctica. Si solo leen y no la ponen en práctica, no resulta importante para nosotros.
So he is promoting among the police officers and the different agents who are involved that the Bible has two parts. The first part is to read it, and the second part is to put it in practice. And if you're reading it and you're not putting it and you're not practicing it, you're not completing the whole mission of it.
So there is a distinctive emphasis on putting Bible truths into practice.
Hay un énfasis sobresaliente en poner lo que han leído en práctica.
Sí, nosotros siempre que estamos con ellos repetimos lo que dice Santiago capítulo 1, donde dice que tenemos que ser hacedores y no solo oidores de la palabra del Señor. Creo que es Santiago capítulo 1:25.
So he's saying that every time he meets with them, he always reads and they always repeat a verse in James chapter 1, that they not only have to read the Bible, but they also have to put it in
Have to
practice.
be hearers of the word, but also doers.
Tienen que ser hacedores de la palabra.
Sí, porque si no, no se cierra el círculo que Dios quiere que se cierre para que pueda tener un mejor efecto en la vida de ellos.
Because it's not, otherwise if they're not practicing the word, that circle does not close.
Yeah, very good. Now I should remind our viewers, this program is working just like the program is around the rest of the world, and that is you recruit instructors from the local churches to correct the lessons, correct?
Y él quiere recordarle a los televidentes que este programa funciona como funciona en diferentes partes alrededor del mundo, que usted tiene que reclutar instructores.
Sí, nosotros tenemos un reto para que nos hemos puesto con Sandra para el próximo año, 2015 y 2016, y va de la mano la cantidad de estudiantes como instructores.
So we're talking about the plans that they have for 2015 and 2016, and he can only reach out to so many students depending on how many instructors he has.
Yes, of course. And so there are many more police that want to take the course, but they cannot right now because you don't have enough instructors. Is that
So
right?
hay muchos estudiantes, hay muchos policías que desean tomar el curso, pero no pueden porque no hay suficientes instructores, ¿verdad?
Sí, correcto. Ahorita con Sandra, en estos días que he estado aquí, planificamos el 2015 y estamos apuntando a 1,000 estudiantes y de la policía y de guardias y 300 o 400 instructores.
So right now they're expecting that for 2015 we would have 1,000 new students and 300 instructors that would be paired up with these students.
Eso sería a nivel nacional en los 22 departamentos.
So this will be in a national level, reaching out to all the different regions in Guatemala.
Before we go to the break, I want to ask you, do you have any feedback from the instructors as to what this means to them as they correct the lessons?
¿Qué es lo que le dicen los instructores cuando ellos corrigen las lecciones y escriben las cartas de aliento? ¿Qué es lo que ellos le dicen al corregirlas? ¿Qué les parece?
Bueno, la verdad es que tanto para los estudiantes como para los instructores es una experiencia que les gusta mucho porque no hay muchos ministerios que acerquen a la policía con la iglesia. Y yo siempre le digo a los instructores de que es un mandato bíblico el que la iglesia ore por sus autoridades para que vivan en paz y tranquilamente.
So he's saying that both the instructors and students are very thankful for the ministry, and the instructors appreciate CBI because it gives them the opportunity to connect with police officers in Guatemala, which doesn't happen very often. And the Bible says that we should pray for our authorities. So it's very meaningful and special for the instructors in Guatemala.
Wow. Okay. We only have a few more minutes after the break, but I want to talk more about how your vision to spread this all over the country, all over Guatemala, and what a thrill that is. We'll be right back after this.
Stay connected to what's happening at Crossroad Bible Institute with Crossroad Network News. This free magazine is designed to keep you informed and inspired about what Christ Church is doing in prisons and jails. If you'd like a free subscription to Crossroad Network News, fill out the form online by visiting us at cbi.fm.
Welcome back to Crossroad Connection. We're speaking with Byron Aguilar, the director of CBI Guatemala. It's always a pleasure when we have one of our partners here to visit us at the CBI headquarters in Grand Rapids, but also to be on our television program so we can share with you the great things that God is doing. And God is doing explosive things in Guatemala among the police force. Already several hundred police have graduated from great truths of the Bible. And you have a plan. What's your plan for the rest of the country?
¿Cuál es el plan que tiene usted para el resto del país?
Bueno, lo que nos hemos puesto de acuerdo con Sandra en este año es alcanzar los otros 19 departamentos. Lo vamos a hacer de una forma trimestral. Acá vamos a ir primero al occidente, al oriente y sur del país, a cada comisaría.
So what we have talked about was the plan for 2015 is to reach out to the different regions. So they have 19 regions, like we have states. They have different regions. There's 19 of them, and so their goal for 2015 is to be able to be in all of those regions, starting with the west, and then the east part, and then the north part.
Tenemos la autorización para hacerlo y lo único que nos falta es las iglesias que den instructores, porque en las comisarías ya está autorizado ir a llevar el instituto bíblico.
They already have the authorization to go into all of these places to disciple police officers. They are just waiting for churches to be willing to offer instructors.
How about that? How many police do you hope to reach?
¿Cuántos agentes policiales espera alcanzar en el 2015?
Esperamos unos 1,000.
They expect 1,000.
1,000.
Mm-hmm. New ones.
1,000 new ones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that is very, very exciting. And I should also add that by the time this program airs, you will have opened a CBI office for instructors and police to drop off, pick up their lessons. Am I right?
Él está diciendo que cuando usted ya regrese a Guatemala, en el 1 de diciembre las oficinas de CBI van a estar inauguradas y ahí los estudiantes van a poder dejar sus lecciones, recoger nuevas, así también con los instructores, ¿verdad?
Es correcto. Ahorita, primeramente Dios, inauguramos las oficinas de Crossroad en Guatemala, donde vamos a tener una mejor capacidad para poderlos atender a él. Y también tenemos que tener la capacidad de visitar las comisarías en toda la República. Y vamos a tener ya primeramente Dios el equipo adecuado para llevar a cabo un buen trabajo.
So he's saying that in these offices they're going to be able to be more hospitable to the instructors and the students, and they're going to have the better equipment to process lessons and scan documents that they need to send to us as well.
And I should remind our viewers that in the developing world, such as in Guatemala, the mail system is not always reliable and very expensive. So that's why here, as in many countries that we work, our instructors need to hand deliver the lessons, bring them to the students. But here, because the students are not incarcerated, they can come and pick up the lessons as well, correct?
En un país como el de Guatemala, en un país subdesarrollado, ¿verdad? El sistema postal no es muy bueno, entonces a la hora que los estudiantes tienen que recoger sus lecciones y entregar las otras, no se hace con ayuda del correo.
No, nosotros lamentablemente no tenemos un correo muy eficaz, entonces nosotros lo que hacemos es que trasladamos personalmente a las comisarías. En cada comisaría hay un encargado que se encarga de juntar las lecciones de todos. Entonces llego yo con ese encargado y hacemos cambio de lecciones y aprovechamos para orar por ellos.
Every police office, they reach out to, has a coordinator. The coordinator is in charge of collecting all the different lessons for his office. And then every week he goes and picks them up, and then he gives them new ones. And so in that time that they're together, he has the time and the opportunity to pray with them as well.
You know, you got to wonder what would happen if you'd see this all over the world, even here in the United States. We think of the battle in Ferguson and so forth. You know, if the police, as well as people who are in prison, are studying God's Word, what a different world this could be. Now, you brought something for me here, Byron. What is this?
Le está diciendo qué es lo que trajo para él.
Ok. Yo pues les traje un recuerdo de mi país a usted, que es este recuerdo, este souvenir. Y también le traje un libro donde está escrito las características de mi país para que usted lo tenga aquí orando por nosotros.
So he brought some souvenirs for you. These are 2 wristlets that he brought for you. Kids make this, and they're handcrafted. And he also brought a book so that you can read about Guatemala.
You know what? It just so happens that this weekend is the 6th birthday of my 2 granddaughters who are twins.
Este fin de semana es el cumpleaños número 6 de sus nietas, que son gemelas.
And her names are Meredith and Sydney.
Y se llaman Meredith y Sydney.
And I'm going to give this as a gift to my granddaughters.
Y les voy a dar esto como regalo.
Ah, qué bueno.
He says
Yeah.
that's very
Okay.
nice of you.
Yeah, thank you very much. And
Muchas
I have a
gracias.
gift for you.
Y él tiene
Ah.
un regalo para usted.
Ok, gracias.
Before we close
Thank
here,
you.
this is our 30th anniversary medallion. They'll probably have a picture up on the screen, but this is our 30th anniversary special medallion.
Ese es el medallón de los 30 años de CBI, porque CBI está cumpliendo 30 años.
And it has, well, you'll be able to read it, but it has on the front the Crossroad logo, and it has on the back a picture of the whole world, and in Latin it says, remember those in prison.
Y tiene la foto, el logo y la foto de todo el mundo, y esto atrás dice, acuérdate de aquellos en prisión.
Thank you very much.
You're very, very welcome, and
Very
it's been
well,
just
thank
a delight to have you here, and it's been a delight to have you to be with us as our viewing audience. And if you'd like to know more about CBI Guatemala, get on our mailing list, because we're going to have stories about this, and also probably on Facebook, our website, press releases, Twitter, and then also Crossroad Network News. And you can stay informed of what's going on in Guatemala. So thank you very much for joining us, and we hope that you'll be with us again right here next week.